Hello and welcome everybody. My name's Rose Smith from AbsoluteSoulSecrets.com and I'm here with the 2022 Libra Horoscope. Well, I'm a little bit excited because there is some good news here. It's not completely a walk in the park. Of course, there's ups and downs. We still have Saturn squaring Uranus almost twice in 2022, which will bring, a fair degree of frustration and a feeling of restriction and limitation. But we have wonderful things happening, like, for example, Neptune sextiling Venus, which brings in a lot of compassion and harmony. Jupiter is changing houses and signs. It's going into your 7th house of significant relationships. And this is really beautiful because it could deepen a casual relationship into a much sort of more solid committed relationship. It could rejuvenate an existing relationship. It's just a really beautiful energy. We have 4 eclipses this year in Taurus and Scorpio. That isn't unusual. Then we have Mercury going retrograde 4 times. It usually goes retro 3 or 4 times, so that's not unusual. But Mercury is going retrograde in your sign this year, and I will talk about that more when we come to the horoscope part of this reading, basically. And the other important thing is that the US will be going through a thing called its Pluto return. Now, I see different dates for this. So it's around the 20th, 21st or 19th of February. There's a couple of hits in 2022, and it lasts up until 2024, coming in and going out. So this is very significant because Pluto tends to be associated with the deeper, almost negative sorts of energies like manipulation, control, addiction, power over, narcissism, compulsion, but also the life, death, rebirth process as well. And it's one of the transpersonal planets out there with Uranus and Neptune. So that's all about energies beyond this life. So it could be karmic in nature, or perhaps even ancestral from your family memories, your ancestral memories and things like that, and you inherit the DNA. So it's a very, very deep lot of energy that is coming up concerning this Pluto return to the US, because this is going to play out not only in the US but also globally, because a lot of a lot of countries get their cue from the US. Okay, at the moment it's the most powerful country in the world, and a lot of countries such as Australia look to the US to see what we should be doing, and we tend to follow suit. So, and if there's sort of civil unrest and sort of hostility or aggression going on there, some of that spreads like a cancer to the rest of the world. So we can expect that there will be more social restlessness, there will be more polarization, and unfortunately conspiracy theories and that will probably go right through, the roof basically in 2022. But it's the upside of it is that the truth will come out, okay? One way or another, the truth will come out. And I can be sure that it's not what any of us expect. It's probably something we're going to be, in the future, we're going to be watching on movies. And people will say, wow, that actually happened. It's more like a some sort of fiction, that you'd watch on a movie or read in a book, if people still read books. Anyway, so lovely Libra, there are some really beneficial and positive aspects this year, because this Pluto return, when it comes to the rebirth part, that's going to bring in a brand new cycle for the whole planet, in fact. Okay, we've already been going through the death part. That's actually started earlier, and so we're in that phase, sort of almost going between death and rebirth, and in 2022 signs of the rebirth are going to start coming through. All right, I'll just briefly explain. I like to draw 2 cards as theme cards for the month for the year for you, And you can think of it as the first half of the year and the second half of the year if you wish, or alternatively just use both cards together. We'll have a look at your horoscope in depth, and then I'll do a psychic channeling at the end, so stick around for that. And if you are new, please consider subscribing to the channel and hit that notification bell right now. Okay, let's go to the board and see what we can see this year. Alrighty, I'm going to draw these two cards for you. Let's have a look. Okay, oh, the first one comes out by itself. Alrighty, 9 of Wands. Well, I was just talking about Pluto and ending a cycle and beginning a new cycle. That's exactly what this is. This is indicating it's coming to the end of a difficult cycle where there's been quite a burden. You could even be feeling, you know, somewhat exhausted by everything that's been going on. So this is sort of exciting in the sense that even though, you know, it's not finished, it's coming to an end. It's basically a victory after a struggle. Okay, that's what this card indicates. She's got red legs, so she's got to take action, and the baseball bats also indicate action. So there's still things here. See the black top and the black bra? There's still things here that are hidden and unknown. And as I mentioned, in 2022, we're going to see a lot of new things coming out, a lot of corruption that has been swept under the carpet. We're going to find out about that in 2022, okay? The truth will set us free. Okay, so that's the first one. I can't seem to get these lined up, but anyway, I guess it doesn't matter. Okay, and I saw that one, so I'm not going to pick that one. Okay, so we'll have another look for the second half of the year, and I'll close my eyes. Okay, let's go with that one there. I'll close my eyes now. What do I see for Libra in 2022? I see the Sphinx in Cairo. If you've ever been there, you'll know it's just on the outskirts of Cairo and the Great Pyramid of Giza. I'm actually looking at the Sphinx, which has got sort of a human head and a lion's body. And so lions I associate with strength. So strength coming to you, but it's not just from this life, it's karmic strength. And I can actually feel something in the top of my chest while I'm saying this. I feel like a lot of, I want to say grief, I don't know what it is, but it feels like grief to me is going to come out in 2022. Things are really not what we think they are. It's so much deeper. It goes so far back. Okay, so we're going back to ancient times, and perhaps this is where the power over energy has come from. You know, kings in Egypt that may have had slaves and punished people and things like that. So we're going to find out more and more about these things. Okay, the card that comes up is the Ace of Cups, a beautiful new beginning on an emotional level that gives you more life, gives you more vitality. It makes you feel better, you know, improves your well-being. This is all about beauty, joy, and love. It's to do with matters of the heart, and emotionally you feel reinvigorated, renewed. So these are like the waters of life, the living waters of life that are feeding you, and Spirit is giving this to you. It's almost like a gift, isn't it? Okay, so that's a fabulous gift from above for 2022. You'll come to the end of a difficult cycle. I actually feel with this that it's been hanging around for quite a long time. And you may have been aware of a repeating pattern, but you just couldn't solve it no matter what you did. But it is definitely finishing up, because we have a brand new start coming as well. Okay, so let's have a look at your horoscope now. Bear those two cards in mind. And I'm just going to make this board a bit bigger so that you can see. I'll move that up there like that. All right. I don't want to put that like that, perhaps. Okay, so firstly, notice that most of the energy is happening here in the Western Hemisphere of the chart. This is called a royal chart when this happens. It happens to all of us sometimes. This means that there's some sort of dependence or interdependence on other people. Other people will help you. It's like you need help from other people in some respects this year. If it's not help, it just means it could be even things to do with like socializing and having fun, but other people become more important to you this year. Now, Venus, your ruler, is retrograde up until the 29th of January, and so that's how you're starting the year off. It's not a bad thing, a retrograde. It just means that things get quieter, perhaps. The energy is more internal. You're looking in yourself. Venus is here in your home and family, bringing a beautiful vibe, but maybe a quieter vibe, a peaceful vibe to your home and family. And even in Christmas, even though I'm doing this for 2022, I'm feeling that this is also to do with Christmas, a peaceful, happier vibe. When Venus goes retrograde, it means that you have to find a new way to deal with energy. And you might find that, you know, home and family, there's something new that changes, so it becomes more peaceful, more harmonious, more beautiful. Venus also looks after your money, so be careful at Christmas time 2021 that you don't overspend, okay, perhaps, because Venus is not going to be at 22 degrees 38 minutes Capricorn. It's going to be back here somewhere at Christmas, okay? So it'll still be in this fourth house of home and family. Anyway, so that looks really good, even though it is retrograde. It's a quieter time. And as far as if you have a partner, you just might find that you don't talk as much, but it doesn't matter, that you're just happy in each other's presence. So things go quieter. If you're waiting for a relationship to start or become more serious, it's likely that there's a change after the 29th once it turns direct again. Okay, so you could be waiting a little bit. 4 eclipses this year in Taurus and Scorpio, all about your money. The money that you earn and also the money that you share with other people, or the joint resources, maybe loans, inheritances, superannuation or 401k in the US. And so I'll talk about these solar and lunar eclipses. So this is on an axis swinging between your money and somebody else's money or somebody else's resources. This can also be an intimacy as well. Then we have Jupiter changing signs and houses, going from your 6th into your 7th house of significant partnerships, growing your relationships, your very important relationships, bringing good luck, bringing healing, maybe some sort of learning experience, but in a really positive way. And it's just whatever Jupiter comes across, it amplifies. Okay, we've got Chiron there, which brings healing. So there could be some sort of relationship healing that's triggered when Jupiter comes near Chiron and is conjunct with Chiron. Okay, so I'll talk about Jupiter changing houses in a moment in more depth. Mercury retrograde in your sign, I'll come to that, and Saturn squaring Uranus here at the beginning of the year and then almost on the 4th of October, and some of the difficulties that go with that. Okay, so let's look at this in depth up to the 1st of February. And again, from the 4th of August to the 8th of December, Pluto conjuncts Pluto, bringing up very deep, even, I was going to say past lives, but it's coming out as past life memories. Okay, you may remember events from your childhood or even before you were born that you had no recollection of. You're quite instinctive now, but you might not necessarily understand why you're doing what you're doing. Okay, and that's all right. We don't have to always have full comprehension. Do be cautious with money, though, if you don't understand what you're doing. Up to the 8th of February, Neptune conjuncts Neptune. And so this is sort of almost a similar time frame. And so here you have another transpersonal planet And Uranus was there as well, but it only affects people in their first few years of birth and between around 87 years of age. So I haven't included that. But basically what I'm saying is these three transpersonal planets are all conjuncting themselves. And so it's a big time for your spirituality and for things, energies that are beyond this life. With Neptune conjuncting Neptune, your imagination is very strong, and you may enjoy, even if you're not a meditator, you might actually enjoy it, as well as fairy tales, philosophy, religion, spirituality, or mythology. Up until the 10th of January, Saturn conjuncts Saturn, and you take life very seriously. You question your major commitments and the decisions you've made in the past. You may be looking at different career choices, a new place to live, a relocation, marriage, or other major relationships. It's a time of self-analysis and questioning yourself about the direction you have taken. 27th of December up to the 6th of January, Jupiter conjuncts Jupiter, beginning a brand new cycle. You formulate plans and ideas that will extend over the next 12 years. So it is significant. Your ambitions and ideals slowly and gradually shift towards a new focus. This is a period of rebirth and renewed optimism. And especially if you're in the US, with Pluto return, bringing in the rebirth energies. It's like, there's a sort of a theme of rebirth happening, isn't there? 10th of January to the 27th of January, Saturn sextiles Mars, bringing cooperation and harmony with the people that you see on a regular basis, especially co-workers or colleagues. If you're in a team, a club or a group, and you've got like a joint goal together, something you're working on, it's likely to work out very well because the teamwork is successful. From the 22nd of January to the 4th of February, Venus trines Uranus. This is wonderful for relationships, and here in your 5th house you can see you've got a bit happening. You've had Saturn here, which has maybe stifled things a little bit or hindered your fun or your creativity, but it's actually sextiling. I just talked about the sextile of Mars. It's Venus trining Uranus will actually help offset this Saturnian sort of heavier energy. So this brings in unexpected pleasure, new friends. Maybe you want to play at work. The relationships are more fulfilling. It's an exciting time and a stimulating time. You might even say delightful. And it's also a time when you might want a break from your usual routine, and you're likely to experience a refreshing change of pace in somehow. If you're looking for a new romance, that could be on the cards, or the revitalization of a current romance is also likely. Now remember, Jupiter going into your 7th house as well in just a few months. That might be something that those two go together. There's some sort of theme here about revitalizing relationships. 7th of February to the 2nd of April, and then again 30th of September to the 2nd of February 2023, Neptune sextiles Venus. This is fabulous for the world. We need this so much. Your compassion, sympathy and love is magnified. Your heart reaches out to other people more readily, and you are more willing to extend yourself and offer assistance. If there is some sort of barrier with another person, you haven't been getting on so well or something like that, you can reach out and resolve and heal that situation. 10th of February to the 3rd of April, Uranus squares Saturn, and then again almost but not quite exact on October 4. It's like 37 minutes, I think it is, so it doesn't make a square quite exactly, but it is a difficult time period. Many things just don't go the way you want. You could feel quite stressed. Things run their own way. It doesn't matter what plans you've got or what you try to do, it's going to do what it wants to do. Something might be disturbing, annoying, or, irritate you, aggravate you in some way. There could be some interruptions to your plans, and it's difficult to stick to your knitting. 16th of April to the 25th of April, Jupiter sextiles Pluto, brings cooperation with business, government agencies, organisations, and influential people. This is highlighted now because they're going to help you, and authorities and bureaucracies that previously may have ignored you are now interested and helpful, so that's good. 30th of April or the 1st of May in Australia, there's a solar eclipse happening here in your 8th house of intimacy and joint resources. And this can include investments, loans, inheritances, or anything of value that you share with another person. It can also mean intimacy, and it brings a new beginning on an intimate level with somebody else. The energy is amplified. 10th of May to the 27th of October, and again 20th of December to the 16th of May 2023, Jupiter moves into your 7th house here, when you can expand your important relationships in some way. This may include personal and business partnerships, marriages, and the like. Jupiter brings good luck, healing, and fixes things that need to be fixed. It's a very positive influence, bringing hope and optimism. Now, if you don't have any relationships that are important, or you're not in a serious relationship, this can also refer to legalities or fractured relationships from people with people from the past can finally be healed. So, it's very beneficial. 15th of May brings a lunar eclipse in your 2nd house of finances here. And this is important because this is the money you make yourself in some way. There's a lot of transformation and energies that get stirred up in your own subconscious. Your possessions and or your belief systems are likely to be transformed in some way. Perhaps the things you value change now, and things like honesty and integrity become more important. 5th of May to the 15th of May, and the 17th of October to the 12th of November, and the 4th of December to the 29th of December sees Jupiter opposite your ascendant. Okay, so Jupiter's going to be right there opposite your ascendant, and this means that you're likely to come into contact with unusual people, a much wider circle of people. You can become friends or develop an association with an influential person or someone who can help you a great deal. Okay, so in those 3 time periods. 5th of May to the 15th of May, 17th of October to the 12th of November, and again 4th of December to the 29th of December, Jupiter squares your MC. So when Jupiter's here, it's going to make a square to your MC up here, which is like the general direction of your life, okay, and perhaps your career. And you may attempt to significantly improve your work and career or your life direction. You could seek new employment, a promotion, request an increase in your salary. You feel ready and fit for a better situation, and a better situation will follow. 17th of May to the 9th of August, Neptune sextiles Pluto. This brings tremendous psychological and inner growth. It may not be apparent immediately in the outside world, in your external life, but you will rid yourself of deeply ingrained negative attitudes, which will help you eventually in the physical world. Mercury goes retrograde 4 times, but from the 9th of September to the 2nd of October, plus this thing of a couple of weeks called a shadow period, it turns retrograde in your sign, lovely Libra. So this particular Mercury retrograde, it starts retro in Libra and finishes in Virgo. So you're going to feel this quite intensely, and it could involve things like miscommunications, delays. It's not a good time to sign a contract because you might have to go back and change things. Travel plans can go awry or askew, and also vehicles can play up, and technology can play up, but basically. However, on the upside, it's a great time to complete things that you started before the retrograde, and you can get a lot done if you're sort of got, how you start something and then it gets disorganized and you've got bits and pieces. You've started a bit here and a bit there, and that's what I do, and bits and pieces done and not done. You can put them all together, organize them, and finish the whole thing. So that's good news. 25th of October, there's a solar eclipse in Scorpio here in your second house here, and this brings new beginnings in your finances, possessions, or your value systems. You more than ever, you come to understand and acknowledge that you're not a valuable person because of how much money you earn, but you are intrinsically valuable as a person. So that's good. 8th of November, lunar eclipse in Taurus in your 8th house here of joint resources and intimacy, brings transformation and deep, compelling feelings that come up about the resources you share with other people, including intimacy itself. Deep energies from your subconscious arise for enlightenment, and your awareness and insight will bring a spark of light to this situation. This is very good. It's almost like, the vibe I'm getting. It's called freedom and liberation, Libra. Okay, so I'm just going to close my eyes now and see what I can see for you. Libra for 2022. Yeah, there's a window here that's opening up. It's snow outside, so, it doesn't snow in many places in Australia, but this could indicate maybe January or February or perhaps December 2022 if you live in the States. Can also indicate a time where you feel alone, and it's okay. It doesn't mean you're lonely. It just means that you've got issues and things that you have to deal with inside yourself. Nobody can do it for you. I see a garage and the door opening up, an electronic door opening up, and the car's in the garage with the engine on. You're going places, Libra, this year. And it's almost like this car's been in the garage for a long time. It hasn't been out, and there's a sense of fun and freedom with it. So if I have to give you a sort of theme for the year overall, like overarching everything, I will say freedom is what's on the cards for you, one way or the other. Okay, anything else for lovely Libra in 2022? Something about, if you're in the kitchen, what's it saying? If you can't stand the fire, get out of the kitchen, or something or other. Kitchens and fires, I never think it's a good idea. My husband nearly burnt the kitchen down once, so I really don't think fires and kitchens are a good idea. If you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. Okay, there is going to be some heat here, but you know what? The feeling I get is that you're the one that's in charge. Be careful you don't race or go too quickly with an idea. You could be so busy, regardless of what you do, it's like your life gets busier. I don't know how that's possible. I'm a Libra and I don't know how my life gets busier. How can it be busier than what it already is? But they're showing me a big clock while I say that. Okay, do remember to take time out and to have plenty of breaks, not push yourself too hard. Okay, that's it. A very fabulous year for you, and I hope this has been useful. If you are new, please think about subscribing to the channel and hit that notification bell. Okay, I'll see you all again soon, everybody. Have a wonderful year. Thanks, and bye for now. Thanks so much for watching. Please visit my website absolutesoulsecrets.com for all things spiritual. Have a lovely day.